Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked, a gaming podcast, featuring your hosts, Trevor, Loca, the Man-Beast, Vanquisher of Worlds, Conqueror of Traffic, Demander of Hymens.
I've got a collection in the back.
Yeah. And me.
And you.
The LobsterDust.
The LobsterDust. One of the LobsterDust. The best LobsterDust. Have you ever listened to his music?
Oh, yeah.
It's not.
I had to look him up because my original PlayStation name, like every now and then I'd get like a message from somebody like, yo, you're the real DJ Lob. I just saw you. And I was like, no, dude. No, I'm drunk in Cameron Park right now. Who are you?
How did you come up with your gamer tag?
A guy that I worked with at Applebee's, Joey Lacalle. I had orange Nikes that had like Japanese writing on the backs of them, and then so I got like an orange shirt to match them. And I went to a party at his house after work, and I was wearing that. He's like, "What the fuck are you wearing? Who do you think you are? You're DJ? You're DJ Lobster? DJ LobsterDust." And he said it. And like 6 months later, I was setting up my first PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was setting up the name, and I was like, I'll just be DJ LobsterDust. And that's
little did we know that's his favorite DJ in the world.
I've thought about that, but I mean, he is like a full-blown, like all he listens to is like Metallica and Slayer and Pantera. It would really surprise me if he knew who DJ LobsterDust is.
Could you imagine that? Because like I've known enough people that was like, I only listen to like hardcore music or like fucking, screamo, or I only listen to like Bay Area rap. And then you go over to their house and all of a sudden there's like fucking Celine Dion or like Mozart playing. It's like, all right, bro. Okay.
Yeah. Quit playing games with my heart. Listen, we all listen to silly shit. I don't care if you tell me to my face that you listen to Pantera and you listen to Slayer. I know as soon as you're out on the Rubicon and it's just you and the open rocks and there's nobody in sight, you're listening to T Swift. You're shaking it up.
Yeah.
Up the fucking hills.
I mean,
okay?
I think anybody that listens to T Swift is like I'm not a big fan of country music, right? Like I enjoy country music. Like I'll listen to some of it. Not all of it. Definitely not all of it. Older country music. Like take me back to like fucking Conway Twitty time period. Like I'll jam out with a little bit of that shit, Like Keith Urban, like my truck, like that shit I don't vibe with that very well. But I think anybody who listens to T Swift is the next level down.
Oh. You're gonna hate me then.
I'm telling you, man. That's not something to be proud of. Although,
dude, when you said old timey country, I immediately went, okay, you know how old my dad was.
Yeah.
And his sister, my aunt,
mm-hmm.
She came over for like Christmas one time, and I shit you not, I don't know what era this music came. I couldn't accurately tell you what time frame, other than they both sat on chairs like about 45 degrees apart from each other, and they both just like it's that old. Like and you can tell like they like as kids were probably in a rocking chair, like this is good shit. This is good.
Just sparking that memory in the background.
When you said old music, like that's what I went to. I was like, oh, where are you going with this? Soggy Bottom Boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we get down with them. Watch the Nomad series, you fucks.
I think that's also one of the reasons why I need to end that series. I'm running out of quotes.
Yeah. They're definitely getting a little deeper.
Yeah, I had to rewatch the movie so I can like
every time I see one come up, Usually I'm like, oh yeah, I know that part. But there's been a couple lately. I'm like,
Yeah.
you have to really think.
Yeah.
It's probably around this time.
Yep. Oh fuck. Good Lord. Dude, I'm so done with traffic in Sacramento.
I can see it in your fucking eyes as soon as you came on.
Bro, I do not understand. It's okay. It's a little bit of rain. It had rain. Oh, I've got to even. Okay. I've got two stories. I got two stories. So, sir, first off, a little bit of rain, everybody goes back to being fucking retarded. They just lose their minds. It's like, I'm driving a vehicle. It's the same thing. It's not raining anymore. It rained last night. It rained this morning, and it rained a little bit in the afternoon, but it was sprinkling, not enough. So the roads are fine. But traffic has never been able to recover since then. Since 10 o'clock this morning, when there was a little bit of rain that came out, and it's like cloudy skies, but it's like high clouds, blue skies, you can see it. There's no fucking water on the road. Maybe a little bit of water, but not enough to like constitute people like needing to like swerve and do whatever. You okay, boy? Timmy fall in the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just listening to poor Lassie.
Gotcha. But the traffic has never been able to recover. And so now that like Highway 50 has the 99 split and then they have that another section or whatever. So all they've done is like, because they're trying to finish the main roadway over downtown, they've just like, it's all packed on one fucking side. Then it like goes super fast and then it comes back into packed. And it's just like people, I saw two people today trying to cut over from 99 into a spot. We were getting into packed traffic. They cut over, cut two people off. Two people took the side, like the center divide to like get around them. One guy was trying to get back in. Another person followed him behind. I don't know if they thought, oh, this dude's got a smart move trying to get ahead of traffic. So the dude slowed down to get back into traffic and the other dude just stacked into the back of him. And it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then because on the center divide, two people hit each other, every lane stops. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get angry. It's so fucking
Time to be like that.
It's so stupid, man. It's so stupid. It takes me an hour to get home from Davis. Okay, story number 2. There's a serial stabber in Davis.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, not funny, but like it's funny. So a guy has killed 2 people and stabbed a third lady in the past 5 days. And now they're like pretty sure it's the same dude. So the first guy was some older gentleman, like in his 50s or whatever, out in like a Davis Park or whatever. And
I don't know why I laughed. This isn't funny. For some reason, and I don't know if you've seen this, you probably have because it's Wes Anderson, the Royal Tannenbaums.
Oh yeah.
Remember when the guy pulls out the little Swiss Army knife and stabs him, but it does nothing?
Yeah.
He's like, that's what I picture. Just like this tiny little knife, like, oh fuck, he stabbed me with a nail file.
Yeah.
No, we got fatalities. Story.
So some 50-year-old dude was in a park. I don't know if he was like homeless or whatever, but a little bit like off, I guess. He was just a guy that sat out in the park and like painted and shit like that. He was the first to go down like 4 nights ago or something like that, 5 days ago. Then 3 days ago or 2 days ago, a kid in his 20s was out and about and like he was about to graduate school or whatever. He got knifed and killed. And then last night at like 11 o'clock, I guess a homeless person in a tent, some lady in her, like she was like 64 or something. He like, I guess he was like sneaking up on a homeless encampment and a bunch of people saw him and was like, what are you doing? And like, he's like kind of like was like hiding in bushes and like running around the train tracks and then running back and stuff. And people were like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I guess he just ran up to the tent like, and then took off. So she's in critical condition right now. She hasn't died yet, but they're like, she may not make it. And the cops are like, here's a description. It's like a younger dude in between like 22 to 26 years old, long curly hair, like paler complexion, but they think he might be Hispanic or whatever. And then he's just like out knifing people in Davis. And the one that the lady from last night, I guess, was like a block and a half from my property down there. It's wild.
Wow.
And so school shut down. They like stopped all the classes and everything. The property was like, we're going to send people home, maybe have them work from home. And if they're not going to have them work from home, then they're going to do like tandem groups, make sure there's nobody alone at the property and stuff. It makes sense. But I was like, why is everybody on full panic mode? Like, group in like Sacramento, like fucking Bay Area and shit. I was like, that's pretty normal occurrence. Like, that doesn't happen in Davis. Like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. But
the thing that's concerning the most about it is that it's somebody. I mean, like, stabbings happen all the time, you know? Like, on my way to work, I watched a guy take a machete to the fucking forehead.
You told me, yeah.
The concerning part is that somebody's like, just like, they're like, this is what I'm going to do today. And they're out, like, actively seeking it. So it was just like random, crazy person. The fact that somebody's out there, like, let's get another.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the whole like Jeffrey Dahmer mentality or whatever? It's like once you get one in, like you realize that was the taste you've been looking for. And so like it becomes like an infectious thing where you just like, you need more blood. Like it's like, holy shit, dude. It's wild to think about. I
need more blood.
I don't know what drives a person to be that fucking crazy.
Watching this podcast.
Definitely, yeah. Waiting for us to get to the punchline. It's an hour and it never happens.
You know. And we're back.
I'll just throw it in technical difficulties for no shits and giggles. But yeah, man, it's just fucking crazy. It's also crazy to think about. Like, I wonder if they're gonna catch him or what his body count's gonna be like before they catch him. That to me is the next crazy thing. Like, oh man, there's a serial stabber. He's gotten 3 people so far, but now it's like people saw him and the lady that he did stab is still alive. So it sounds more like you're doing a sloppy ass job, so you're gonna get caught sooner or later.
You know what's also a little, I guess, concerning about
not
all this is that it's kind of a stabber's paradise. Everybody in Davis is on bikes or just walking.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody has a car. So it's like,
I guess Davis and Sacramento PD basically set up a service that anywhere from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. if you need a ride, you can get a free ride. You just have to call a number, stay in a location that's there, and the ride will come and pick you up for free to take you wherever you go. Within Davis. Like, you can't be like, oh, I need a ride to fucking, Elk Grove. But like, if you're like, I'm at campus and I need to go from campus to my apartment or whatever, there's a free ride service that they've set up. Fucking
how many of this is going to be free Ubers, just people to and from bars?
Shithoused, just completely shithoused.
And then how many people are going to forget? They're like, I could just walk. And it's drunk. They've already used their ride for the night. I'll take this back alley. It's going to be fine.
Is this where this guy got stabbed?
Fucking wild.
Yep.
Huzzah! What a time to be alive.
We were joking about it on the property. They were talking about. They were like, young, in his 20s, Hispanic, long curly hair. That could be Tony, the maintenance guy. They were like, well, I like Tony, so if that's the case, we'll just help him get bodies. We'll just make sure we clean it up a little bit for him.
Tony does good work.
Yeah, I don't want to lose him. Are you kidding me?
Put this one in the subfloor.
It's all right. Shit happens. There's enough open holes at Davis property that I could probably hide a body.
Honestly, with your Davis properties, how they just like end up being, I don't think anybody would be surprised to find a body somewhere. I
half expected. There's been a few that like I want to open up because I'm like, I'm sure there's a body in here. I'm sure there's a body in here.
Good, I'm telling you. You don't want to crack open that drywall? Come on, man.
Oh shit. So
all right, you keep your secrets.
Oh man. Also, so one of another lady that I've worked with in the past, she's now back up in Sacramento. And so she's a property manager for a new property, and she's basically like, hey, you're my general contractor. I'm back in Sac, so we're going to use you again. It's okay, that's a problem. She was like, also, do you mind if I give your name and information to our other properties that we have? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. All day today, my phone has not stopped ringing from other properties. He's been like, oh, Francine told us you did like good work. We need to pick you up. Like, we need to come out here. So Thursday, I got to drive to fucking Modesto. Okay, Friday, I need to go out to Elk Grove. And I just got a call from Petaluma property, and they're like, "Well, okay, do you think you can come?" I'm like, "Calm the fuck down. I'm not driving to Petaluma like right now." And like, I'm just like, I don't even know what the work is. Like, oh, we need a concrete slab. Okay, well, how big is a concrete slab? If you're talking about like a fucking 10x5, no, I'm not coming out there for fucking 10x5 to Petaluma. If you're talking about like a fucking full foundation, okay, let's talk about it, you know? So anyway, I've got to deal with all that. I'm also trying not to, because it's a brand new company and we're like brand new setup. So I'm also trying not to be like that dick. Like, okay, don't call me for shit, you know, like that. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let's entertain.
Get out of bed for a job bigger than.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather be poor than do that shit. So anyway. So
I forget which side of the screen I'm on. I'm usually on this side, huh? I need to be looking this way.
left
What are
side.
you looking at over there?
Oh yeah, sorry. I had to grab a cum sock.
Every time I try to do something like that, and then I watch the podcast back, I'm like, and I'm just pointing at nothing.
Yes.
Like, hey, you're fucking stupid.
Oh man. So, you know, it came out last night at 5:00 and is available today.
I got it downloaded right meow.
You know, it's not great.
Have you played it?
I played a little bit last night. After we got done, was doing some stuff.
Have you done a 12-hour review though?
No, I have not done a 12-hour review.
Get the fuck out my face.
So listen,
What
here's it.
Sucks.
Go ahead.
You say that. I know 3 people that have played it on console and they say it's awesome.
Yeah, okay, so that's the next big thing. Okay, so here's the thing.
Motherfuckers!
Yeah. So what did Cliff say last night, or what you were talking about last night? We're coming to the point in video games where like needing the most updated shit, that 1 is impossible to get, or 2 is so fucking expensive. Like a rig goes from what was, I don't know, 10 years ago.
To play a $60 game,
70.
You have to have a fucking what are 4090s?
Yeah, at least
like
1200,
2400 plus all the
yeah,
RAM.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Plus a fucking like what, a 16 core processor. You want that shit top of the line, the motherboard to house it.
The fact that like 10 years ago in technology, building a rig would have cost you somewhere around the lines. Like we used to make that joke, like don't buy pre-built because you could just build it for yourself for cheaper. And now it's so crazy to think about that. The idea is it's like buy a pre-build because at least you can get the components that you can't fucking find anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Like we've kind of leveled out a little bit.
But that's also because the video finally started pumping these things back out again. And now the EVGA is not in the mix of building these anymore. That means other fucking competitors can kind of grab them. The crypto market has kind of crashed in general. So like now we have, you know, the cards back on the market, but they're still like, they capitalize on huge growth and they're not dropping MSRP, right? And a new rig now, a new motherboard, a new power supply, fucking graphics card, CPU, the whole 9 yards is going to run you something like $2,600, $2,700, $2,800, if not more. And I'm talking like just baseline stuff. I mean, a CPU right now, like a 13 gen CPU is what, like $600 for an i7? Maybe a little bit less than that.
I think mine was 12 when I bought it, I think.
Yeah, but the i9 is right. I think the i9 is like $700 or $800 or something like that.
I was gonna say, but when I bought it, I think it was $750.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe even so. Okay, so i9s. So even if you go with the i7,
like the overclocked one, I'm never gonna overclock it. But I was like, oh, spend money.
i7.
No time.
Well, and when you bought yours is what, 11th gen?
No, mine's 12.
Is it? Okay.
12 900KS.
Okay. So even still. But then this whole thing with like VRAM situations and people like, the game runs like shit. So I played it last night. And it's not a bad game by any means. So some of the complaints that people were having with the review for Redfall is open world that feels very empty, AI that feel very stupid, and graphical errors and bugs. Definitely some T-posing, definitely some like lighting and shading issues where like there was like a weird thing where everything looked like it was like kind of like there was cockroaches or flies, but it was just like graphical errors that was happening. You reload it, it's fine, it's no big deal. T-posing, shit happens, you know, whatever. big fucking open world. Not super big, but enough that it like seems interesting. Variety in characters feel a little lackluster to begin with, and like AI does feel stupid enough that you could just completely avoid them. Or when you go to get into fights, like you have to provoke the enemy. Like, hey, fucker, I'm right here. Hi, fight me. Still cool. Very cool. The characters are cool. The guns are cool. The skill trees are cool. The story seems kind of fun. Plus, we were talking about this last night. What other vampire games are out?
Masquerade, Blood Hunt.
Yeah, but that's a BR.
Yeah.
You know? That's
all I can think of.
The last game that was a vampire-based game that was worth anything at all. And we're not talking about something like Blood Rain or not Blood Rain, but
I'm gonna say Blood Rain.
2002 Blood Rain. What was that fucking movie called?
Underworld.
No, sorry, fuck, brain's still fried. Game was like a side scroller. It was like Castlevania style. It was like something Blood Moon or something like that. Sean will know. We played it. But like outside of Castlevania games in general, the only other games that have really come out in 2018, there was a game called Vampire that came out for the console. I think it was on PC too. It was a cool game, but it was like more of like a detective style, like more along the lines of, I mean, there was some combat and stuff in it, but it felt very Heavy Rain, you know?
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not been shit for vampires. Like I was like trying to go back and think, it was like Legacy of Kain stuff, like Blood Omen. It's like, okay, well that's like 2001 or like PS1, PS2 time period. Like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, still my all-time favorite vampire game, but that's 2004. Like
there's think about it. There's really not any vampire games.
There's not been shit. We've had enough zombie games to fill up fucking 2 countries. Oh. You know what I mean? And we have enough war shooters to make it up, but there's no vampire games. So on the premise of it being a vampire game, a little bit more simplistic, I think. It is designed as a looter shooter, but it doesn't feel like bad looter shooter. It feels very simplistic in that sense, where it's like, here's some guns, here's different levels, and each gun at different levels can have different stats to it. So it feels a little bit more like customizable in that realm, but you're not like overwhelmed by 10,000 different things and a million different stats that you're just like, I don't know what to pick. You know what I mean? Some cool combat aspect. Gunplay does feel a little off, but I also don't know if it feels off on PC and it would feel better on console. And I definitely feel like the more I've played it last night, like you can't change, like you can change like aim sensitivity with the mouse, but you can't change your ADS sensitivity. So if you crank the mouse up, like, but then still ADS, it's still like the same speed, which feels like a missed setting somewhere. It just feels like it's awkward, but it also feels very much so like it should just be on a controller, played on a controller.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Cool though. I mean, I think Arcane did an okay job, but then that's also the next thing too. And I think a lot of people are kind of hitting the nail on the head with this. With Arcane they pumped out Dishonored 2, Deathloop. You know what I mean? Like they had games that were like pretty fucking top tier as AAA games go, and then they pumped a game out like this at $70, and it's very like, you guys could have done better. And I wonder if that's what's causing so much of it. If you take all the outside stuff away and just play it as a game, it's cool. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I think it'd be cool to play some of the other characters. I thought it was going to be more along the lines of like Borderlands. Not there. Definitely not Borderlands. Much more.
It'll ever be Borderlands.
Nothing. Well, Borderlands 4 will be like Borderlands. Borderlands 4 will be Tiny Tina's adventure.
Ugh. I'm still very perplexed that there's not another vampire game. I've been thinking this whole time, like, there has to be one.
Nothing, man.
But like literally like Blood Rain, Vampire Masquerade. How did nobody try to capitalize on like when Underworld and like all those like
Twilight
were coming out? It feels oh, God, you pull out a fucking Twilight movie.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when that was the biggest fucking thing in the world, you could have done. You would think that, like, okay, my girlfriend fucking wants to see twinkly vampires, but I'm a gamer. Hey, as a game company, let's pump out a vampire game. That would be like the perfect time to see all this like be capitalized upon, and there's just nothing. Like, I was thinking about it last night because I was like, well, what other vampire games like have hit the mark like this?
Can you like compare it to? Yeah.
Couldn't. I thought I was going mad. I had to look it up. I had to look up a list. I looked up a list.
I still like don't believe it. Like part of my body is just telling me like, no, you just haven't looked hard enough. Like, I know it. I know it's true.
Hold on. So I looked up this list because this was one of so best vampire list of video games that were vampire based games that were not Castlevania. So removing Castlevania completely from the equation altogether, because like Symphony of Night, things like that, they've had re-releases on like Switch or 3DS or whatever. So like if you take all those things out, you got Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which to me still to this day is like one of my all-time favorite vampire games. That's
motherfucker. Keep going.
That's 2004. Okay, 2004. You have Vampire in 2018, like I talked about. That was on Blood Rain 2 was on the PS2 and original Xbox 2004. You're right.
Yeah.
Dark Watch, which was like a shitty ass third person shooter. It was like a Legacy of Kain like spinoff. That was 2005. Blood Omen, which is the Legacy of Kain stuff. That was PS2. That's 2002. Legacy of Kain Soul Reavers PS1 in 1999. The Witcher 3 Blood Hunt, Blood and Wine had vampires, but it was a DLC. It was a DLC.
Yeah.
That's what they added in there. Same thing with Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Dawnguard. Yeah. They added that in. That's a DLC.
Yeah, I guess when I was thinking vampire, I had that fucking very specific like you get bit and wake up. That's what I was thinking of.
Infamous 2 Festival Blood, which was a DLC. It was either a DLC or a standalone in 2011, but even still, it wasn't its own thing. You know who it made the fucking list? 2003 GameCube, PS2, and original Xbox, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's how low. That's how low that we don't have enough games that they had to add in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Bloodlust 2 Nemesis in 2020. I've never even heard of this game. WRF Studios has been quietly putting together an enjoyable vampire-centric universe. A sequel to 2005's Bloodlust Shadowhunter Nemesis. Nemesis builds upon the foundations laid by his predecessor. I've never even heard of this game. Never even heard of this game. But in 2020, it came out.
Dude. Let's get out the fucking fingerless gloves, the fishnets, the wigs.
Okay.
Let's do nothing but vampire games.
I will add one.
Starting with Buffy.
I think this is on the list, and I will add this one in because this is one that I do think hit home. It is a vampire game, but it's a lot different than just a vampire game. Was V Rising.
Tell me what that is.
So V Rising was like,
I don't fucking know.
V Rising came out in 2022. I think it came out in 22. But it's a survival. You whack the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
It's a survival style game, kind of like 7 Days to Die, where like there's like crafting and like gathering resources and stuff like that. But it's asymmetric, so it's top down like Diablo style. Mm-hmm. And there's like day and night cycles. And like as a vampire, you can't go in the sun, you'll burn. So you have to use like the shadows of like trees and bushes and shit like that. And as the day progresses, the shadows move. So like where you're like, if you're traveling to a location, you use the shadows to get there. But then like certain point of the day, you may not be able to travel back the same direction because shadows are now gone. And so like there's this whole emphasis on like building a castle, your fucking castle. You put a coffin down, that's like home base, and you put a bunch of other things to like craft and help me. And you can do like shape shifting and transforming an animal. It's a really fucking cool, interesting game. I played a little bit of it. I didn't get into it. I think there was a lot of other things going on, but I know Sean and Aaron had both played it and they both loved it. They thought it was a great fucking game. There's bosses, world bosses and shit like that. Like, it's a cool idea for a game. But I think the asymmetric, like the top down, like Diablo style, I think actually takes that away a little bit too, because it makes it its own. It could have been anything, you know, but it is vampires, I guess. So, I mean, that could be the only other thing, but that was like low on the list. If I remember, like out of 20, I think that was like 15 or 16 or something like that. So I don't know, man.
I'm just trying to figure out how to play Buffy on my computer.
Bro.
Can you imagine that pixelated Sarah Michelle Gellar in her low-rise fucking leather pants, just kicking vampire ass?
I have to imagine that it's available somewhere. You could probably get it on like Abandonware or something like that. I can't believe that made the list over everything else though. It's called Chaos Bleeds. 2003. If someone out there has a GameCube with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, let us borrow it.
$129 for this game. Wow, this is...
It's now a collector's.
Yeah. Oh, here's one for $89. I'm surprised at the graphics. This isn't that bad.
Well, that's GameCube time period, man.
I know. I don't know. I guess I was picturing like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Like original PS1 Tomb Raider.
Looks like Blood Rain. God, fuck. Do you remember that movie, Blood Rain?
No. I remember they made the movie. I never saw it.
I don't remember anything.
I imagine it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
I remember it being so fucking bad, like bad B-movie bad. And I can't tell you anything about it except for the fucking sex scene. I cannot remember anything about that movie except for the dude like throws her, like she's in a jail cell and the guy like gets in there. They just fuck in a jail cell for like 5 minutes on screen. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That's what I'd imagine. Like, I don't really even remember the fucking game. I remember she had like swords on her arms, right?
Yeah.
And she'd like swing them around kind of. And that was like her fucking...
They were like bladed tonfas.
Yeah. Oh, slut. You know? She just looks slutty. And I'm pretty sure that's how they just moved copies. It was just a bunch of horned up teenagers thinking they were going to say pixelated titties.
Yeah, man. The female
basing that off what I'd imagine the movie would be, I'd imagine that the whole movie was made like in Prague with like actors that barely spoke English.
I feel like the movie started off as softcore porn, and through editing they were like, if we just cut out all the sex, we could probably try and make a blockbuster out of this.
Let's go. How this hasn't been done with Johnny Sins, I don't know.
Have you seen that thing? It's like when your girlfriend's sick, but he's your doctor. It's like, it comes in, she's like, oh, I'm feeling better. And he's like grabbing her, dragging her out. Oh, fuck. So I think Redfall needs maybe a couple updates on PC. I also do not recommend anybody to buy the game. If you have it on game or you have Game Pass, play it. If you've got Xbox or you've got PC Game Pass, play it. It's free on there. It came out. Yeah. Enjoy it that way. I don't think dropping $70 is the call for that game. Yet. Or if anytime, you know. I don't know how much Arcane is going to pump into this. It definitely feels like it could have sat in the oven for another hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they
had the date and they're like, you know what, just fucking put it out.
Could
we probably make it better?
That's also, I think we've talked about this before. That's another bit like big issue with like our gaming industry now, where it's like back in the day, it's like, you know, one of Blizzard's old mantras was like, we're not going to put it out until it's ready. Like Diablo 1 on PS1 launched with at the back. Like, remember the books that you used to get? Like fucking like, it's like CDs. Remember CDs when you used to open them up and they had the lyrics to all the songs in them? Fuck, dude, it's so sick. But like, yeah, like the PS1 pamphlet or whatever for Diablo 1, if you went to the back of it, it was like, here's a list of known bugs. If you get to certain areas of the game, these are just things that we could not fix. So be aware of this. Make multiple saves when you get to these points. That was like Blizzard's whole thing back in the day. It was like, we want to give you quality. No, we have Overwatch 2, but but I mean, that was a thing back in the day. But now everything is about like, just get it out as fast as possible. We'll do a day one patch, and then we'll drip feed fucking updates over the next 6 months to see if we can make it a quality game. You talk about looter shooters that have gone bad. Remember, you fucking played Outriders. Apparently, Outriders today is fucking great.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's gone through enough. But that's the thing.
Did you see me tweet at him?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is it okay to not pick up a game on launch and come back to it 6 months, a year later, find it on a Steam summer sale for fucking half off or 75% off, pick it up, play it, and enjoy it? Now,
it's okay. I would say I'm bitter because I paid full fucking price for that. I paid $64.
yeah.
And the whole reason I got it is because it was a multiplayer experience. And just in trying to troubleshoot, do everything that they were listing, I played it enough that I couldn't then return it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just like going and like connecting and like, oh fuck, we made it. And as soon as somebody takes a step, everybody disconnects. Like trying everything through all of like their FAQs and everything like that. And then when everybody gives up on it, I can't fucking return it to you because I played over 2 hours. Oh, go fuck yourself.
See, I think that is a big issue.
If you get it later down the road and you didn't have to deal with it, I fucking get it. And if you get it and you didn't pay full price for it, you didn't have to deal with it, even better. Me, I will never fucking play that horseshit game again. Every time they tweet something, I will fucking tweet back. I will be a pain in their goddamn ass for my entire fucking life.
I love how Outriders is your so Fortnite for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like it sucks because, okay, like when you look at multiplayer experiences, and if you've ever played an MMO, and like a lot of our friend group that were big MMO players, like between WoW, Final Fantasy, things like that, like day one launches of things are bad. Most of the time, most patches are bad, most fucking brand new expansions are bad because you run into just like, one, everybody's trying to play at the same fucking time. The game hasn't really been optimized. It's not been out to the masses. So they're finding all these different bugs and stuff. Do you give a company the benefit of the doubt? Because especially games like Outriders, Borderlands, things like that had so much fucking hype. Remember, Tiny Tina's ran into the same situation where we couldn't do co-op together the first like fucking week or 2 weeks or whatever it comes out to. So it's like, do you give a company the benefit of the doubt? Did you try playing the game solo? It still shit solo?
Lots of bugs.
Lots of bugs
with loading. Lots of bugs with like things coming in. My problem is, for a game like that, they were releasing updates, but it was like, we balanced the pyromancer. We did this. You know what? We had to nerf this guy, but we gave this guy a nice buff. It's like, we want to fucking play together. Like, people are screaming at them, and they addressed everything except for what they needed to the point where it was months of updates before everything. I beat the game solo. I tried to uninstall the game and get my money back. They said, no, you played over 2 hours. I was like, fuck you. Kept like plugging at it, just kept trying. And through like, basically like in Discord, I'm playing and somebody else is playing, and we're talking, and they're like, okay, here's another point. Maybe we should try here. And we kept trying to join. I beat the whole game and like got halfway through the next try, and we still weren't able to play together. And I mean, this is like months.
I read this book. I think it was in Press Reset by Jason Schreier. He was talking about how, like, you know, some game companies just fail no matter what. Like, no matter what happens, like a game will come out and like it just ends up failing, or the company goes under or whatever. I think it was in this book. I can't remember right off the top of my head. It was either this or one of the other gaming books I had read. But they were saying specifically that, like, there are some things that are so integral into the game. What was one of the games that we just found out that was so integral they couldn't fix? Oh, it was fucking The Hunt. Remember, they were like the reload bug. Like, we've done something bad, it's ingrained in the original code, and we can't actually fix it. And so it's like, if you see updates coming out for balancing for people that are playing it, because there was probably, you ran into that situation, other people ran into the situation, but how many other people didn't run into that? How many other people were like, we're fine, so balance the shit that's fixable, you know? So you look at, like, I don't know, because part of me wants to still have a developer's back who comes through, like, they're not just trying to make a quick cash grab. They put a game out and they're like, fuck, there's some issues, let's try and work it out. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt of being like, okay, you kind of released a half-baked game, work on it, get it better, and I'll give you money then. Or I've already given you money, so community screams, "We want compensation," but it's also like, okay, that's reasonable. Get some free shit out, you know, do something, you know, give back to your player base that are still supporting you left and right. But then there's also the side of me that's like, don't release half-ass shit. Like if your publisher is like, no, if you don't get it out by this date, we're not giving you any more money. Well, then that's a bad publisher and you shouldn't be with them, you know? I mean, did you also fuck off and like you as a development team, like didn't do what you need to do to get this game out in time? The fact that all big name games go through fucking crunch time and people work fucking, 20-hour days to get a video game out has got to say something about the industry. Whether they're lazy and they lackluster, they spend too much time focusing on the wrong things, or they're working with a publisher that doesn't give a shit and they're not like, trying to actively make a good game. They're just like, whatever, just release it. We'll make the fucking initial cost. We'll sell, 500,000 units and make, a few $1 million on it. And then we'll just walk away and say, fuck it. We don't give a shit. I don't know. It's sad though. It's sad. This is the gaming industry we live in nowadays. That getting to a game like Redfall that comes out and like you play
back in our day.
Back in our day, we didn't have cool games like this. We had cool games, but we didn't have shit like Tarkov. Oh wait, I take that back. We definitely had SOCOM. SOCOM back in the day was like as close to fucking Tarkov-y as you can get. SOCOM was sick.
SOCOM was sick.
SOCOM was sick.
Dude, was there anything cooler than the first time you played Metal Gear Solid?
I think one of... oh, man. I remember playing Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, for the first time, and my jaw dropped on that game, especially coming off of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
And then 3, Snake Eater? Fuck, dude. Fuck, it's such a good game. Snake Eater might actually be my favorite Metal Gear Solid game. And that's tough because 1 will always have a special place in my heart. But Snake Eater was so good, dude. So good.
Which Metal Gear Solid? I'm pretty sure you let me borrow it. It's got to be PS3.
Okay.
The opening scene, like you can like press buttons and it skips through like it's skipping on a channel.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Was that 4?
Guns of Patriots, yeah.
Bruh. You gave me that game. I ate a lot of shrooms and put that game in. I was like, I'll play this. At the same time, I had like chat roulette up on a computer, and I'm like, but I'm also like listening to music. I got like 3 things going on. I'm not paying attention to really anything.
Yeah.
And I look over and like I'm like, oh yeah, I was gonna play a video game, and it's on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like the head like that, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought I was playing a game. Oh, and I look back and like it's just like a bunch of frat guys like all like leaning in, like, what is he doing? What is he doing? I was like, oh. So I pick up the controller. When I pick it, it skips, and then the's like octopus tentacles going on. And I look, and then like they're looking more and more in. I'm like, freaking out. I probably had like stomp box going in my ears as loud as possible. Well, all this is fucking happening, and I was like, I remember like I like shut off my computer. I look, and I'm like, what is going on? I keep pressing, and it's like flipping through channels. I'm like, this isn't my TV remote though. What is going on? Like I was full blown freaking out until it like went to like press start. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because that was an installation screen where as the game was installing on the PS3, you could swap through the different channels and watch weird ass fucking shit. Dude, Kojima's a fucking genius.
Oh man,
I fucking love. God, man,
so
I love
good.
them. I'm so sad that we will never get another Metal Gear game.
We will.
We can't.
Why?
Kojima and Konami split ties. Konami owns the rights. Kojima won't fucking. I mean, he's making Death Stranding, and the second one's coming out. But that's. I hope Death Stranding 2 is less of a walking simulator and more of closer to something along the lines of Metal Gear, because Death Stranding 1 is so fucking gorgeous. It's so good. It's so beautiful, but it's so fucking slow. I would play that game to go to sleep. It is so fucking slow, man. And there's some dope ass shit when you're out there and like the fucking rain starts and like all of a sudden like you're in an area and like a fucking giant like whale comes out of the ooze and it's like fucking floating around and you're like, this is so sick. Out.
I had that with which Final Fantasy movie was it? It was a movie.
Advent Children? No.
Yeah.
Was it Advent Children or Spirit Within?
Maybe Spirit Within. It's got to be like 2007, 2008.
So not the ones that follows Final Fantasy 7, right? With all the characters like Cloud and Tifa and everybody.
No, they weren't in it.
Yeah, it was the one with the girl and like she's like on like a science trip or whatever it is. It's like she's like trying to restart Gaia and all that shit. Yeah, that was Spirit Within. Fuck, that movie was slow as shit, dude.
Dude, that was like you say, like I could play that to fall asleep. I put that movie on because I knew I would be asleep within 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing about it that held my attention. It was like, I can't even get to the guy that's all like, he just turns and like I'm dead way before that happens. I know. The furthest I've ever made, there was like a rhinoceros looking thing crashing through everything.
Yeah. Oh god.
But I mean, like I can't make it a fucking quarter of the way through that thing.
Fuck, man. So sad. So sad.
Yeah. Things were just better in our time, dude. Just better. Fucking built different.
Built different. You know what game I wish could run comfortably on PC? You have to do a lot of modding to get it up and running. I want to play Rainbow Six Vegas 2 again. Did you ever play Rainbow Six Vegas? Did you ever play? Oh my god, they had this thing called Terrace Hunt. Dude, what a fucking cool idea. It was just like maps with just like, if you put it on like the fucking extreme difficulty, you'd have like 36 to 40 different fucking terrorists. And it was just like, it's like playing Ready or Not. It's the best way to describe it. It's like playing Ready or Not, but like third person camera, like fucking using grapples to like go up, vaulting, things like that, like cover peeking and shit. Like, oh my god, it was so fucking sick, dude. I played the shit out of Rainbow Six Vegas too. I would, if there was another, like, I don't like Siege. I played Siege for probably, I don't know, I probably have a few hundred hours in Siege because when it came out, I just fucking wasted my life in it. I cannot fucking stand playing Siege.
Yeah, I get it. I get the appeal. And like, I feel like it's kind of one of those games. It's who you play with. If you got a good team and everybody's like talking.
Yeah.
And like everybody kind of has like map knowledge. I was always a person that had the least amount of map knowledge, but as long as everybody was talking and there was good communication, I was cool with it. But goddamn, that game, because if you don't, I guarantee you the other team does.
Yeah.
And they're like fucking pixel pinking. They know the second that red pixel turns any other fucking color to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
It is bonkers.
It is also a weird scenario. It's like, it's very CSGO. You know, very Counter-Strike-y in that type of aspect, but then like also throwing in like different abilities and stuff into the characters just made it seem like there was a chance that no matter what, whoever you're going against was just gonna fucking, like, there was no counter against it. You could just die. You know what I mean? And it felt, and fucking Siege did that thing where it was like, oh, here's the fucking cheaper version of it or whatever. I was like, okay, cool, I bought it. And then it made it so it was more expensive to unlock characters as you played, but you got the cheaper version of it.
Oh,
and it was like, oh,
so fucking shitty.
It's so shitty because it's like, okay, well then, fuck it. I realized what I did. I'll buy the other version and like, or I'll just, is there an upgrade? Nope. You have to buy the whole new version, but it also is like its own. Oh my god, I was like, this is fucking trash, dude. I was so mad about it. They did the fucking community dirty on that bad boy.
Oh.
So trash. Shit trash.
Shit trash.
Shit trash. Shit trash. Yep.
Mm.
So I was super pumped about Redfall. I think I'm still gonna stay pumped about it, but I'm gonna follow it a little bit. I think
I have it installed. I think maybe it's different when you're playing with a friend.
It's a very good point.
Maybe it's worse when you're playing with a friend.
I think it's definitely. I don't see it being long lasting. I feel like it's one of those games that we play, maybe we smush through, we finish the campaign or whatever, and go, on with ourselves. I think you can have up to 4 players on it. Because there's only 4 different characters you can play as.
I was just trying to think, like, dude, we did like the New Year's episode. Like, which games are you excited for? And like, the only one that's come out so far is like Dead Island 2. And then we have this one, Starfield. When's that coming out?
Fuck. When it works.
Yeah. Starfield.
Starfield's supposed to be September, right? I think it's supposed to be September.
We know that
Nightingale
got pushed back. Well, unannounced.
Nightingale, yeah.
Redfall just came out. I wish I still had the list on my computer. I feel like there was like so many that we were excited for, and now it's like, where are they?
Here we are in May, right?
Yeah.
Fucking 5th month of the year. And it's just been like,
June 2nd, we get Street Fighter 6. Might be okay.
I'm excited to play a fighting game because I have it, but I don't know how well that will translate into because it's 2 people. You know what I mean? How much are we really going to capitalize on an entire group?
There was the like the tournament aspect where you can all enter in tournaments. There was like the open world thing where like you could build your own fighter, have them fight different people, shit like that.
Yeah. God? I could be down to play a fighting game again. Especially since multiverse kind of got really weird there for a second.
I never got into multiverses.
I thought it was cool little Smash Bros type of game, I just wish it.
I think it was the WB characters that killed it for me. Like Shaggy and stuff. Like, I get where they're trying to go with it.
I mean, I thought that was cool, but then it was like some weird ass characters. I was like, I've never fucking heard of these people. Like, I had to go up and actually look up what Steven Universe was. I've never seen that show in my entire life. And when I looked it up, apparently the fanfic for it is just like everybody's a lesbian or fucking in that whole thing. It's like, all right, cool. I don't know what this is all about, but I guess
we're inclusive.
Very inclusive. I mean, I just didn't understand it. I was like, I should probably watch some of the show. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We've got.
I know there was more that we were excited about too.
I'm excited for.
What is that new Suicide Squad game? When's that coming out?
I don't know. When is that coming out? I forgot all about that fucking game.
The last one that Homeboy's in. May 26th.
Oh, that's
confirmed. Right around the fucking corner. Let's go.
Interesting. Because that'll be Looter Shooter 2, won't it? I think that is Looter Shooter. I think that's along the same lines of the Avengers style game. That might be a cool storyline. I might be down to play that.
Honestly, I don't know what's going to cure our severe ADHD.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't. It wasn't Elden Ring. I played.
Did you play it?
I did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. I wasn't going to fucking beeline for a bunch of shit. Got into the game. I was like, nah, I'm just going to beeline for a bunch of shit. I think I just picked Warrior class or the fucking Vanguard or whatever it was, and just was like, oh, just fucking around. I'm making an Oonga Boonga. Ran through, did a bunch of shit, got to the round table, picked up a bunch of things, went back, fought Godric, or not Godric, but Margot, finished that off, went through the castle, was at Godric, went out, started doing some stuff, and then I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this. This is great. I'm having fun. Wasn't dying. It felt good. I was having a blast with it. I just wasn't doing it.
No,
wasn't doing it. I don't know why. I think it's at the point now where like it's already a year old, but it's just the nostalgia. It's the nostalgia of like it being fresh or whatever.
So it's cool for a little bit. And
It's
then you're
like
just like,
you build it
all
up in
right.
your head and then you go in and you play it and it's like there's a lot of fucking grinding back out. Like realizing this like things cost so many fucking souls and like you just gotta grind for a hot minute and like trying to like get all the
Yeah,
things you need for your build is like,
we did have some like fucking like the cheesy way to get souls too. We're like, oh, it's okay. Like if you go here and you do this for like a little bit and you get that, like boom, easy souls. We did,
and then
and they patched a lot of that shit
well
too, huh?
yeah, I mean I think the duping still works. So like we dupe the shit out of souls.
That's why you gotta get back in early, baby, before they patch on you.
Oh man. I there's definitely gonna
God,
be
that was so much fucking fun.
there's definitely I definitely think it's got to have something along the lines too of that idea of playing with a group or friends might actually make it a little bit more entertaining. You know what I mean? I definitely think the solo run again to go there and do it all yourself just doesn't hit the same.
Okay, so what you're saying is we play it again, but we do the keyboard and mouse thing.
Maybe. I swapped from a PS4 controller to an Xbox controller, and that was almost new because like that's
Really?
a different like it's
Just
a
like the
yeah,
layout
just
and
the
everything?
layout and everything. Plus, I bought
that's
this controller.
much better.
I feel like this controller is just really shitty, but
It's because you didn't get the Scuff Pro Edition, bruh.
I did, man.
Did you? Oh, look at you.
Wow.
That's the one that's shitty?
Yeah, the buttons feel really shitty on it. Like the fucking Y button just feels like it's like meh.
Lick my dick, Joe. Whoa.
Yeah. Whatever. Sorry, I like having fucking nice things.
Well, you'd think that the Scuff controller would be nice.
Yeah, for the price I paid for it too.
I know.
That's okay. You know what? You know what we still have? We've got Dead Island. I'm having fun with Dead Island. I want to finish that. Me and Cliff are like we were talking about. We really want to get. We were like, oh, we need to get through Dead Island before Redfall comes out. I was like, yeah, because we spend so much time in it. Now that Redfall's kind of like, it's like okay, Dead Island's still there.
Yeah.
I feel like the problem here.
It's nice to have games that you don't really care about that you can jump back and forth to,
Yeah.
but that kind of feels like all we're stuck with now. We don't have something that's Elden Ring level, like pulling you in, keeping us. Harry Potter was almost that,
It was
but
almost that.
it kind of fell off.
And I think I just put too much emphasis on making it part of the channel. If I reduced that desire for it to be part of the channel and there wasn't so much controversy.
And you were trying to keep up with everything.
I was trying to keep up with everything. And so like if that didn't happen and then like YouTube just kind of fucked us overall, like I would have probably been okay to like just keep playing it and just like knock it out. I also watched Audrey blast through that game. And so like it was enough for like me to come out and like see what she was doing and stuff like that to be like, okay, cool. Like I get the story. I understand how it works. So I didn't feel inclined to play it. I uninstalled World of Warships. I'm done with that game.
As Will just put in the group chat, bro, I just got one volleyed by a tier 5 battleship.
I don't know how they play it. I understand like when we were drunk and playing it, it was a lot of fun. Solo play or like just like not drunk.
Solo sober. I don't understand it. I tried one match last night while Will just left me talking to him in fucking Discord while waiting for everybody else. Played one match last night and I was like, nope, I need to be drunk. And I need to be like a full team with me.
I was playing World of Warships and I had Binding of Isaac up on my second monitor. So when it's just a roguelite. So as I would die in battleships, I would just go over and play Binding of Isaac. At one point, I had Overwatch up on my second screen. I was able to play a round of Overwatch in the time that it took me to fucking like get into a game, die, and then to fucking wait for it. Yeah, I just played a game of Overwatch. It's like it's too slow. I have way too much ADHD for that. I don't have the patience. It's a cool game. It's a very cool game. I have no issues with the game at all.
If you just sped it up a little.
Just a little bit. I need fucking what is it? I was gonna say Tropic Thunder, but that's not it. What was the racing game that was with boats and stuff that you could play at arcades?
What? With boats?
Yeah. Like, you know, remember like arcades where you could sit down and do like driving games? There was one
Yeah.
that was a boat game. It was like, it was something Thunder. Arctic Thunder? Maybe it was Arctic Thunder. It
I
was
don't remember any of those.
fucking sick. It was so much fun. Or like Wave Racer. Was it Wave Racer? Wave Runner? What was
That's what we're gonna do, dude. Fuck computer games. Fuck all this. Let's go to Dave and Buster's. Let's get wasted. Let's just
Stop it right now.
fuck up.
Fuck Dave and Buster's. We'll go
Some
down.
racing games.
We'll go downtown to Coin
Coin
Op.
Op.
Coin Op. And we'll just get fucking blasted and go play in Coin Op. It's
Just
20.
GoPros duct tape to our head.
For a channel, just eating pizza. Fucking
Nah, this is content.
Bro, I mean, their drinks are fucking super expensive, and that's how they make up their money. But all their fucking machines there are 25 cents.
Yeah.
Except for I think Terminator, a couple of the racing games, and then something else. Time Crisis, I think, is like 50 cents.
Bro, I love Time Crisis. They'll make so much money off me. Not even in like quarters, in drinks. Just like, nah, I'm gonna beat this. Get the fuck
We
out
were
of
there
here.
one night. Some guy,
No, I had next.
one guy had both the guns and his feet on the pedals and was playing two screens. I'm like dropping down and doing stuff on two screens, like playing Time Crisis, and was like fucking ripping it. I was like, that dude is a Chad. It's like, they have nothing else. That's a man I need to sign my chest.
Sign me. That was the hottest thing I've ever seen. Two grown ass men doing it to some fucking like 22-year-old.
Sign me, bro. I'll buy you a pizza.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, if you're ever in Sacramento at Coin Op, never buy a full pizza. It's smaller than what it would have been to get a full fucking just a slice of pizza. You could buy 4 slices of pizza to make up the entire circumference of what your own the own pizza, full pizza that you would have ordered, and it's half the cost.
That's called science, kids. Look it up.
It's called being a fat kid. Fat kid and loving pizza.
I want to come down and hit fucking Coin Op now.
Make a weekend of it.
Oh. Hey. Talk to Lackey.
Oh, see?
Guess what Lackey does? Plays tabletop games.
Oh.
So we can get wasted. We can play Magic. We can fucking tabletop it.
We
can get fucking weird.
I have a game. I don't know if we talked about this before. I have a game I kickstarted. That arena game.
Do you not remember? You don't remember. When we were up to like 4:30 in the morning, we pulled the whole thing out.
Oh, that's right. We did. Yeah.
Fucking, but look at this guy right here. And I was like, oh,
the giant dragon. That's right. Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah.
every time you're all, no, check this out. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it's fucking sick, right? So I kickstarted. Wait. What?
Oh, I do remember that. I mean, I remember spots of that.
That's what I said. I was like, dude, you know how like we always speak the same language when we're drunk? That's what I noticed. We both couldn't fucking speak. It was right there. We sounded like Shane Gillis doing a Down syndrome impersonation. Wasted. Like all three of those combined was just how we were normally talking.
That's right. Fuck, man. Yeah, we'll have to play arena. It's a lot.
It was that night that I text Lackey. I was like, do you like tabletop games? Because you're like, we can just never get like enough people, you know, but it'd be sick to get some people. And I was like, I'm on it.
Yeah, man, we should make a night of it. I don't know if you and Sean talked. Did you and Sean talk about the Dungeons and Dragon campaign? So I know that that's like something that's pretty close in the works now. Because I know Sean's like starting to do something to be up and running with that.
That live fire under his ass?
I don't know if you did. I know he's been mentioning it. Will said he would be down to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Let's get fucking
or
weird.
Whatever it was, Starfinder or whatever we decided to pick.
We're going off grid, motherfuckers.
No more.
We're checking out of the Matrix.
No more gaming content on this channel. No more podcasts. We're just gonna.
This is homestead gaming. All it requires is a fucking candlelight.
The next video that comes out is us just painting miniatures for fucking 6 hours.
Yes.
I love it. I fucked it up. I'm taking over Poland. Oh, Christ. All right.
Catch us on the next one for maybe a surprise guest.
Maybe. We keep talking about it. We gotta sit down and schedule it.
We'll have to line it up.
We'll have to line it up. I'd love to have this conversation. I'd love to talk about. I'd love to actually hear all this bullshit. It's a
Bleep that out.
It's a teaser.
Bleep that out.
It's
Bleep that out. No,
okay. I'll bleep
now
it
that
out.
I said it, now you have to. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta do it.
Or just a wet, juicy fart.
Yeah. We got to talk about. I like how that will become our beep noise from here on out. I'm just gonna save that one sound. Shit.
Literally, it sounds like shit.
It does. All right, we're the fuck out of here.
Bye.